Hello everyone, welcome back, and today we're going to talk about Roblox.
Hello, and welcome to...
What? You're talking about Roblox? Ugh, that game sucks! Unsubscribe! You are a literal child!
Well, I understand why you think that. Still, that's a dumb reason to subscribe for somebody, but it still makes sense.
Because, for one, the fan base is really bad.
I got broads in Atlanta. She's at the lean, the family. Pretty cards in the scammers.
And some of the games that have been getting popular recently. But you know what? I don't care. I'm going to talk about this anyway. And if you're going to unsubscribe from me just because I like a game that you don't like, I won't miss you. Jeez, that introduction took longer than I wanted it to. Oh well. So I created my first main account in March of 2017. I had actually created several accounts before this in 2016, but this was the actual first account I started using for more than 10 minutes. The first game I ever really got into was Natural Disaster Survival, which, side note, I gotta give props to Stickmaster Luke, who's the guy who made the game. He made it over 10 years ago, and while most games from 10 years ago don't even work anymore, he's still updating the game. That's kind of sad, actually. And when I said I got into the game, I mean really into the game. So much so that I was actually able to tell what disaster would be just based off the clouds. I also learned the tornado patterns and the paths they would take whenever they would strike the ground. So whenever a tornado would hit, I would just hide off in a corner while everyone else would be panicking because they wouldn't know where to go. I'm just gonna go check Twitter or something. And at the time, Megan would call me a lot, and she would usually catch me playing the game, so eventually she decided to download it. And everything went downhill from there. And since I had already been playing Natural Disaster Survival for quite some time, me and Megan quickly caught ourselves playing the game. And quickly our daily schedule evolved into wake up, Megan calls me, play the game, eat, play it again, eat, play it again, sleep. Wake up. And one thing that kind of makes me laugh when I think about it now is that we used to get so into the game that whenever a blizzard or a sandstorm, which are the weakest disasters in the game, would hit, we'd be like, ugh! Because we wanted it to be a tornado or something, which in the context of the game is not that bad, but in real life, that sounds kind of bad. Ugh, the blizzard's hitting our town? I wanted it to be a tornado instead. And we'd also get excited when a tsunami or something would hit, which, again, sounds really bad.
Yeah, I love it when a tsunami destroys my city.
We played that game, and Roblox in general, so much that one time, well, I'm gonna let Megan take it away from here.
So, there was one time when I called Brady at 6 in the morning. And then he texted me and said, Megan, you have to call me at 9 because...
Coming to a movie theater next Halloween. This video is so stupid. Why are you still here? But eventually we got bored of Natural Disaster Survival because when you play it as much as we did, it does get pretty repetitive after a while. So we began searching for a new game to play. And we thought, what is this game that has been at the front of the front page for the past several weeks? And well, if you play Roblox, you already know what game I'm about to talk about. Jailbreak. And just as quickly as Thanos killed half the universe, we went from playing Natural Disaster Survival 24/7 to playing Jailbreak 24/8. We played it so much, we added an extra day of the week. And we really got invested in the Jailbreak. And I mean really. Take Natural Disaster and... there's no comparison. And while I certainly got really invested, in fact, there were several times where I nearly cried. I'm ashamed to admit this, but I'm owning up to it. No. But it certainly seems that Megan got way more invested into it, particularly when we would get arrested. Let me show you. A cop just arrested me.
Remember when I punched the wall because I got mad because I died?
And soon, jailbreak became a part of our lives, yada yada yada. Just basically repeat the natural disaster thing. Eventually, though, we got bored of jailbreak and we decided to move on to another game called Restaurant Tycoon. Well, at least I did. I loved that game. Megan, on the other hand, did not enjoy it so much.
How are you?
I'm fine. Remember when I used to irritate you so much about playing Restaurant Tycoon? Like, you'd be trying to play something else and be like, no, play Restaurant Tycoon.
I was like forced to play Restaurant Tycoon. I was like, no!
But joke's on her, because her restaurant doesn't look like this. I could have done so much with my time. And the same thing happened just a few months later, except of Restaurant Tycoon, it was Retail Tycoon. But joke's on her, she doesn't have a mall. And yeah, that was basically the story of Roblox. We did play some other games in between, but they're not interesting enough to talk about. So, while you're still here, it's time for another gaming animation, since it's not good enough to make it to its own video.
Did you see the thumbnail for Royal High? Of a...
I would assume there must be multiple people who work on this game. So, who in their right mind was like, hey, this would be a good thumbnail for our game? Yeah, that's a great thumbnail. No! I tried pushing you off the platform! No!
Oh, this sounds so sad. Need a life?
Need a life? It says need a lift. Although I do need a life. They added another new place. It's like a construction yard. Well, construction company, the good news is you'll be getting more pay soon because you'll be building more.
What?
Because the thing will be destroyed. Yeah, I just realized that joke was really dumb.
That's so confusing.
Shush it! Shush it!
Here comes the tsunami.
Ah, no! I fell, and the building is floating, and now the building is bouncing around.
Because that makes total sense.
You can vote for the next location, and the three choices are safety second, safety second, safety second. Which one do I choose?
Okay, so as I said on Twitter before, I am experimenting with some new things, and this is one of the new things. I am now going to review the game, so if you don't want to stay here to hear me review it, then you can just leave the video now, since this is the last thing I'm doing before the video's over. Game review! Game review! Roblox as a game itself is a very interesting thing. However, it seems that recently it's been getting worse and worse. When I first got into the game, I really enjoyed it. Now, I still enjoy it, but I haven't been playing it as much because it's just been getting staler and staler. If I were to describe Roblox at the moment, it's basically if you just had chocolate, and only chocolate. Sure, you're going to enjoy it for quite a bit, but eventually you're going to get sick of the chocolate and want something else to eat. Preferably something healthy, but hey, candy's delicious. And the front page of Roblox, for instance, has gotten really bad and has also barely changed. The only new games you ever see on the front page are tycoons or simulators, and that's one thing I don't like. It's the oversaturation of certain games. Like, no matter how much you like tycoons and no matter how much you like simulators, you have to agree that this is ridiculous. Check the front page right now. You cannot escape either a tycoon or a simulator. You just can't. And tycoons and simulators themselves are mostly the same thing. Tycoons, for instance, are just you wait for the virtual money to rise, then you step on a button, and you wait for more virtual money to rise, so you can step on the button again. And most tycoons don't even save your progress, so it's like, what's the point? And when it comes to the chocolate analysis, if you just keep getting chocolate and chocolate and chocolate delivered from you, you're just gonna stop ordering from that store and go order from another store so you can actually get more than just chocolate. And while I could ramble about this on and on, something I want to quickly talk about is the staff team themselves. Well, what have you been doing? If you've noticed in my Brady and Megan Play Epic Minigames thumbnail, I use the old Roblox logo, and that's because I don't like the current one. To me, it just appears as an out-of-touch attempt at modernizing than anything else, and the only thing that stands out is this Cheez-It thing. They removed their second currency before I ended up playing the game, but it was apparently the free currency that you would get every day, which I think is stupid and just shows how money greedy they can be. They removed guests, they removed auto-generated thumbnails. It's just gotten bad recently. So my final review about Roblox, great concept, needs fixing in reality.